Hello, I've been channeling my inner 10-year-old this week. I've got myself a jam jar of Frogspawn and I've nowhere to put it. Fnar fnar. So I'm going to make myself a mini bucket pond. It's actually not a bucket. According to Mazza, it's a trug, which is some weird Lancashire word I've never heard before. It's one of those plastic gardeny holdy things that has handles on them. I've cut the handles off. And I'm going to dig it into the ground at the bottom of the field here. So O marks the spot. And let's excavate. The ground's a bit layered round these parts. There's like a layer of topsoil on top. Well, best place for it, I suppose. About 20 odd centimetres deep, which is fairly straightforward to get through. And then you've got a layer about the same of kind of grey Victorian era industrial clinker from when this was a lead smelting area, which is probably, well, not probably, is highly toxic, but hey ho, what are you gonna do? And then once you've got that out, it's fairly easy to dig out. It's just like digging through kind of ash and gravel. And then underneath that, you've got just a solid bed of clay. And the clay's a right bugger to dig, so thankfully a couple of weeks ago when I was putting in some fence posts, I happened to get myself this mighty fence post digging stick from Screwfix, which has turned out to be a real godsend for all kinds of things if you ever need to break up a rock in the ground or prise something out, or in the case I'm using it for here, just to break up a solid bank of clay so you can lift it out with a shovel. It's been great. And there's the bottom of the hole, so we just break up what's left of the clay to kind of flatten it out a bit. And in goes the bucket slash trug. And we're good to go, just need to backfill it now. I got these trug things at Lidl because they were having a bit of a gardening feature in the middle aisle. And they were only cheap, like about $3.50, but they're a bit crappy really. They're really thin. And as you'll see in a minute when we switch to the top view, just by kind of putting soil down round behind it, it's distorted it all out of shape. I suppose if we're being optimistic about it, or taking the optimistic line, we'll say that it's made it look a bit more organic than if it was just perfectly round. Off to get some rocks to put round the outside of it, to make it look a bit more natural. Also going to carefully place a few rocks in the bottom just to make a bit of a environment, for want of a better word, for the taddies to swim round in. Because I'm sure they get terribly bored just swimming round and round an empty bucket. Send the old donkey off for another load. Oh no, works foreman's coming to inspect the job. Just up the track opposite there's a wee natural spring. Well, I presume it's a natural spring, no idea where it's coming from, but some cleanish looking water anyway, which I can use to fill the pond. And let's put in an emergency escape ramp in case anything falls in that doesn't want to go for a swim. Because remember, the baby can drown in only 2 centimeters of water, but only if you hold them under. And back to the spring again, and I'm going to grab a few bits of this weed, whatever it is, pond weed, just so the wee lads and lassies will have something to chibble on when they hatch out. I presume this is frog-friendly diet because I actually have seen a tiny frog swimming about in the spring up there before. And then I'm going to get another few rocks to put around the top just to hold this ramp down and also kind of finish it off and give the plants some shelter. And there we go, all done. And in go the ploppy lads and ploppy lasses, and we shall see what happens. I think it looks quite good and almost natural, as long as you don't squint too hard. This is a quick micro pond addendum. It's about, I think it's about 10 days since I made my pond, and all the frog spawn, none of it hatched, it just all kind of dissolved and fell to the bottom of the pond, so I don't think it was very viable. But today I've been working at the place where I got it from last time, and I've got some more frog spawn / tadpoles today. So it's at the same place. See if we're even focused there. And a lot of them look dead even in the pond where I got them from, but there's a few moving. And I've brought some home because I've got a bloody pond. I'm determined to have something living in it. So I'm going to top up my pathetic attempt at starting a pond last time by putting some alive tadpoles in. So if these all die, then I'll know there's something wrong with my pond. It was a boiling hot day today. I meant to take a jam jar with me to get some, but I forgot, so I just had to put some in my water bottle and resist the urge to take a swig on the way home. That would have been a terrible mass murder, wouldn't it? Alright. Let's see what happens. Let's cry havoc and release the tadpoles of war. Whoops. I don't really want to glug like that. It'd be quite traumatic for them, I think. Not much I can do with such a narrow-necked vessel, though. Go on, chaps, on chapesses. This is your new home. Oh yeah, I can see wriggling. I can see lots of wriggling in there. You probably can't on camera because of the bad lighting conditions. But let's hope there's enough of whatever tadpoles eat in there to keep them going. So we'll come back at a later date for the proper update. That was just a wee addendum.